We want this conference to start out by helping you get in the mindset of how to reach and impact more patients in your communities. Because while integrative medicine is transforming lives, there's still a lack of public awareness about what you do. Our first speaker, Lori Warner, understands that marketing is the bridge between your experience and the patients you need. She's the founder of Medical Marketing Wiz, a team that for the past 10 years has specialized in helping integrative and longevity medicine providers grow their practice and amplify their message. Lori is also the author of 3 books on Amazon. Her latest book is Anti-Aging and Longevity Marketing: How to Become the Go-To Provider in Your Area. Today, she is sharing her integrative medicine marketing blueprint so you can not only advance your clinical knowledge, but also ensure your community knows how you can help them. Please welcome Lori Warner.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, I'm extremely excited to be here for a couple of reasons. Obviously, this venue is amazing. I wasn't sure what to expect when I was invited to a conference at a YMCA. And I will tell you, wow, I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. I'm super excited to be able to kind of explore the property and everything. So hopefully all of you guys get a chance to do that as well. And really the second reason why I'm really, really honored to be here is because I am personally very, very passionate about integrative medicine because I'm a patient myself. I guess it's been about 7 years ago, I went through early menopause. And of course, talking to my gynecologist, they never really brought anything up to me. And so here I am just kind of going on my way, feeling like crap, having a lot of anxiety, just not feeling like myself. And I ended up stumbling upon an integrative medicine doctor through, by all people, my dentist. And she completely changed my life. In addition to that, I suffered from mold toxicity for 9 months. And again, integrative medicine is what got me through that. And so selfishly, one of the reasons that I said yes to come here is because I do honestly feel like more people need to know what you guys do. And so this is a way, I want you to look at this conference. You're going to learn a ton of great clinical information. But just know that it's equally as important when you leave and you go back to your practice on Monday, that you have a way to make sure that your patients know about what you do and that your community knows what you do. And so today I'm going to go through a step-by-step plan. It is also outlined in the book that I gave everybody. So if any of you guys didn't get a copy of the book, come see me later on this weekend and I can get you one, or I can even mail one to your office. So these are just, I won't bore you with all the disclosures, but I'm deeply involved in this field. I'm part of the Menopause Society. I'm also part of the American Association of Naturopathic Physicians, the International Society for the Study of Women's Sexual Health. I serve on their social media committee. And again, I'm a patient. So really, really excited to be here. Just to tell you a little bit about us, again, we work exclusively in the integrative health space. We do also work with a lot of OBGYNs in the women's health space. And we are also very picky about who we work with. We really want to help patients find the actual best doctors. And so we're not, looking to just take anybody on as a client. We really want to partner with folks like yourself that are, here learning new and innovative things in the prevention field. So one of the things you will learn about me is I'm a very straight shooter, and I'm not here to give you guys a bunch of fluff. I want to give you some tactical things that you can literally start to implement as soon as Monday in your practice. So we're first going to just touch on how are people these days going about finding you and choosing you. We're going to talk also about how you can rank number 1 on Google for absolutely $0. You can do this yourself, again, starting Monday. I'll touch a little bit on social media, email marketing, education-based marketing in the arena of doing events and webinars and even being on podcasts. And then I'm going to lay out a 12-month strategy for you. And then again, I always have a couple little freebies at the end. And this is what I see a lot of times, right, when I do calls with doctors. And you guys are, let's be honest, you're getting inundated with medical device companies and supplement companies and gadgets, galore, and marketing agencies. And you probably get robocalls of people saying, hey, your Google profile isn't right. Call us and we'll fix it. And to be honest, I think doctors get taken advantage of a lot when it comes to marketing. They know that you guys are excellent clinicians and that you may not necessarily, have an MBA in marketing. And so a lot of times you end up spending, money that you don't have and time that you don't have on results that really don't work. And so one of the things that I hear a lot is, first off, I think a lot of people think, well, if I'm a good doctor, I shouldn't have to market myself. I was talking a little bit before the conference with one of the organizers, and some people even have the feeling of like, if a doctor is marketing themselves, like, ooh, that's sort of a red flag. Really, the truth is that you don't have to quote unquote market yourself. If you are just the best at educating your community, you are the best at marketing. You will be a patient attraction magnet. So think about word of mouth, right? When somebody Googles you, or even if I tell my best friend that I go to you as a doctor, she's still got to Google you to get your phone number. She's going to read your reviews. And so it's important that you're kind of paying attention to those sort of things. And then, like I mentioned, education-focused marketing, not salesy sort of stuff. So I'm going to give you guys a very simple plan. It really has 4 core elements. So first and foremost, kind of starting over on the left, is search engine optimization. This is just how you get found when somebody is Googling you, or these days, right, we're going to ChatGPT, our good friend, the AI, and asking them questions about our health and wellness. And we want to make sure that you show up in those answers. Obviously, social media is something that we need to be paying attention to. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my feelings on social media. I think it's important. I don't think it's the be-all, end-all when it comes to your success. I think it's really great for branding and awareness. I don't see a lot of people choosing their doctor from Instagram, right? So we'll talk a little bit about how you can use that the right way. Email marketing is a really powerful tool, so we'll touch on that. And the thing that brings it all together, the number one ROI thing that you can do is some sort of quarterly event or webinar. And so we'll touch on that as well. Now, the beauty of these things, no matter what service, like let's say you're leaving here and you're now going to start optimizing people's hormones. That's great. These strategies are going to work for this, but it's also going to work for things like gut health, IV therapy, peptides, all of those other sort of things in the field of regenerative and integrative medicine. So starting out, I want to just talk about, because a lot of times when I do strategy calls with people, I'll ask them, so what are you doing for marketing? And they're like, Lori, they're almost kind of embarrassed to tell me, I'm not really doing anything. I'm full, and everybody comes from word of mouth. That's actually a great thing. That's what you want. You want patients to tell their friends and family about you, but you have to remember that what happens after that. So it's the weekend. I'm telling my girlfriends, I feel like these days, I'm 48, so basically me and all my girlfriends on the weekend, we talk about menopause. We send each other menopause memes. We talk about all the, lovely things that happen with menopause. And they know that I went through it early, so a lot of my friends are asking me, you know what, Lori, I'm sick of feeling like crap. Where do you go? And I tell them. And then on Monday, they say, you know what, I'm going to give your doctor a call. So they still have to go to Google. They may also just search on Google, hey, who can optimize my hormones? They're going to read your reviews. I can guarantee you, we are going to read reviews if we go and choose a Chinese restaurant for dinner tonight. We are certainly going to read reviews, especially if we're going to get in the field and pay cash for specific services. Then they go to your website. They're looking for validation if they are going to take time out of their busy day to choose a doctor, right? They've done their homework. So your website really needs to portray you as that undisputable go-to expert in your field. And then also they want to know kind of what your communication style is. Now, they may not know that or get to see that until they meet you, but there's things that you can do, like I mentioned, doing webinars, being on social media, where people can say, you know what? I feel like this doctor could understand me. I feel like this person could be the right person for me to go to. So even if they get a referral from another healthcare provider to you, 92% of patients are still going to look you up to validate that recommendation. So essentially what we're trying to do, and I'll tell you what, you guys, marketing in this field, it's hard. It's a lot harder than marketing, let's say, a roofer or a plumber. You know, it's like, okay, my roof is leaking. I just go to Google, I pick whoever has 5 stars, and I call them. This field is a lot more difficult because you have to be able to kind of take somebody, and it might even take them a year of feeling like crap before they decide that they're going to invest in integrative medicine. So we need to market to strangers, right? The people that have never heard of you. We got to get them to be visitors on your website. We've got to get them to give you their contact information and opt into something. We also want to make sure all of your existing patients know everything you do, because believe it or not, they might be coming to you for 1 or 2 things. They do not know all the ways that you can help them. And then we want to make sure that those favorite patients, they're your biggest promoters. So I personally have sent 28 of my friends and their husbands to my doctor that I go to for hormones. You have patients like that in your practice that will absolutely scream from the rooftops and tell their friends and family about you. So you want to make sure that you're reaching out to those people too. So the first thing is, right, we want to know what do people see when they're looking you up? And essentially, you've got kind of 2 jobs. Number 1 is you have to get found when people are searching for you. And then step 2, you also have to be chosen, right? Because they're going to find 2 or 3 other people. So what is it about you that makes you that go-to choice? So we're going to first touch on the website. The key features of a well-done website. Number 1 is it needs to be done in WordPress. So WordPress is the gold standard when it comes to actually getting found in search. So some of these kind of do-it-yourself website builders like Wix and Weebly and GoDaddy Builder and Squarespace, they're really not actually intended for somebody to get found in search. They're kind of more intended for, you know, my friend's daughter is running for student council president and she just kind of needs to get an inexpensive website up. She doesn't really care if it gets found in Google search. So number 1, I would make sure your website is in WordPress. You also need 1 page of content for every one of your major services or maybe symptoms that you're treating. You also want to have personal photos, right? People don't want to see stock photos, so whenever possible, including personal photos, and then credibility symbols. So for example, if you are a member of A4M, or you're a member of the Age Management Medical Group, or the Institute for Functional Medicine, those logos should be on your website. Those are little things that can significantly improve the conversions of your website. And then you want to make sure the website is fast, it works on a phone, all of that good stuff. So again, if your website is in Wix or Weebly and all these things, and maybe you just had to do that kind of to get things started, it's totally fine, but I would make it a 12-month goal to get your website done in WordPress. Now, the second thing that you want to do is get ranked in what we call the Google 3-pack. And it is actually free for you to get in the top 3. You can clearly see, right, if I'm Googling who's the best integrative medicine doctor in this area, I'm probably going to choose the top one, right? They've got 163 reviews, a 4.7 star rating. It kind of looks like nobody goes to the other places, right? So how do you get ranked in the top 3? First off, again, website content. We sort of went over this a little bit, so I'm going to kind of skip over this slide. In addition to that, this is what Google is looking for. Right? So I know this is probably small for some of you guys in the back, but the red section it's 26%. This is your actual website content. So 26% of Google's equation is what's on your website. 30% of the equation, which is the dark blue one, is your Google business profile. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how to optimize this on the back end, and you could literally do it tonight in your hotel room. Reviews. So 13% of what Google cares about is how many reviews do you have. And it makes sense, right? If somebody is Googling who is the best integrative medicine doctor near me, part of who is the best is who has the most reviews. So become obsessed with asking happy patients to leave you a review, specifically on Google. In addition to that is going to be links. That's the little green section, and that is 13% of the equation. Links are going to be all of the other places on the internet that are talking about you, that are linking back to your website. And I'll show you guys actually how to get some extremely high quality links that can build your domain authority and will help you get ranked higher in Google. So 75% of the people that land on your website will leave if they do not see that you are credible and that you are an authority in your field. So a very, very simple thing you can do, which will improve your conversions by 48% immediately, is talk to your web person about adding your credentials to your website. I would put this sort of on like the main hero image of your website right underneath. So again, think about and write down, like, even if you're a member of the Chamber of Commerce, maybe you won a top doctor award, maybe you're a volunteer and you give back to your community in a certain organization, you're part of a women's group. Those sort of things you need to have on your website. So again, even your like board certification logo. Just don't have these things kind of like buried on your about page of your website that nobody's reading, right? So make sure it's on the homepage. In addition to that, blogs, right? So this is part of the content piece, and blogs are very important, but nowadays just having a blog article on your website really isn't enough. One of the things that I would recommend every single one of you guys do is look into doing press releases. So if you've ever seen someone's website where you land on it and it says, as seen on ABC, CBS, all of that, okay, those people are not actually interviewed on the news. What they are doing is they're utilizing press releases as part of their search engine optimization and link building strategy. So essentially what a press release is this is just an article. So it even could be like, maybe you just got certified in bioidentical hormones and you just got done taking a course. September is menopause month. You're going to do a press release all about menopause month and how you are a certified menopause practitioner. That press release gets sent out to the media via Newswire, and typically you'll get between 100 and 200 media mentions, including affiliates of NBC, CBS, Fox, ABC, Associated Press, and others. So press releases are part of that link building strategy. The other thing is your Google business profile. So what is a Google business profile? Well, a Google business profile actually shows up above the number one ranked websites, and this is actually free for you guys to optimize. One of the things that I see a lot is, let's say you used to work for a big hospital system and you left there and now you're opening your own private practice. You need to look up your name on Google, because a lot of times the hospital system will have a Google business profile for you that they own and you don't even realize it. And so now you've got this new practice and you're kind of hoping your patients find you. So your patients Google you, they find your old practice, they call that phone number. Susie Q answers the phone and says, you know what, she doesn't work here anymore, but would you like an appointment with Dr. Jones? They're not gonna tell those people where you went to. So make sure you claim your Google profile, update your address and phone number so that your patients can find you. What you do under the hood of this listing is, and I know this is really, really small, so all of you guys will get the recording of this as well, but essentially you want to complete your profile. So business categories, right? If you are a women's health provider, you may have OBGYN as your main category. You might have women's health clinic as a secondary category. You can have alternative medicine provider, holistic medicine provider. Maybe you do some aesthetics and you want to add med spa. You can have up to 9 categories on Google. This is going to be important for when people are Googling you so they can find you for those keywords. In addition to that is adding, you'll kind of see on the right side, all of your services. This tells Google what you do. So it's not enough just for it to be on your website. You want to make sure that you've optimized that Google profile. And this is really simple to do. If you don't have your profile claimed, you just have to claim it and it'll send you a code and boom, you've got access to it. So this is free for you guys to do. And again, remember, it's 30% of what Google cares about. Also on the back end, add photos. Photos of the outside of your building, the inside of your building, your team, and yes, even your bathroom. The more pictures that you have on Google, and this is straight from Google, businesses with photos receive 42% more requests for driving directions and 35% more clicks to the website than businesses that don't. It's crazy to me. I will Google doctors and I'll be on a strategy call and it's literally a picture of the dumpster in the back of their office because they've never looked at this profile. And it's like, you're doing all these amazing things and then people Google you and it's a picture of the dumpster because Google just put some sort of like aerial photo of you. If you don't put what pictures you want, it could be a picture of a dumpster or like a picture of like a beat up car like parked in front of your business. So again, lots and lots of photos. You can have fun with this, but this is something, again, free for you guys to do. And what I love about this, for all of you that love numbers, this is extremely measurable. You can look at your phone calls, direction requests, and website clicks baseline and 90 days later, and I 100% guarantee you guys are going to get more phone calls, more direction requests, and more website clicks just from doing this simple thing. The other thing about links, we don't want to forget about the other important business directories. So Bing is the default browser for anybody that has a Microsoft computer. So they think they're Googling, they're not, they're actually Binging. And Bing and ChatGPT are married. So if you don't have a Bing profile, you may not show up on ChatGPT when people are researching integrative functional medicine and all of those sort of things. Yahoo, again, still another big search engine. The social media profiles, and then also all of the doctor-related niche citations. So your health grades, your vitals, your RateMDs, your WebMD. Make sure that you have those profiles claimed and optimized. Those are very powerful links back to your website. And again, it will help you with search engine optimization. And 99 times out of 100, you guys, this is free. Reputation. I love this quote by Warren Buffett. It takes 20 years to build your reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it if you're not paying attention. You get one nasty patient that tells 5 of her family members to go on and leave you a bad review, right? It's crazy to me how people do this, and unfortunately that's the way our society is now, right? Like we're easy to complain, we're not as easy to praise, but I guarantee you, especially in the field you guys are in, you are helping so many patients. Just ask them to leave your review. There's an easy way to do this, right? There's QR codes. It's very easy. You can put them at the checkout. You don't have to necessarily have fancy software to do this. But Google, again, straight from Google, they say if you have more reviews, we will send you more website traffic. So it is important to make sure that you're asking for reviews. And this, again, is another favorite quote of mine. And personally, I think I don't want my doctor to be selling me stuff. I don't want to get salesy emails from my doctor. I don't want to look at their social media and have them dancing around. I see these doctors dancing around the operating room. Like, it's just weird, in my opinion. It's not professional. If you are good at educating your community and educating your patients, you're going to be a patient attraction magnet, and it's going to be very authentic, and you're going to be impacting a lot of people. So starting off with social media, the main thing about social media is, please remember, it's called social media. It's not called stock photo media. It's not called have your girl at the front desk who's trying to answer phones try to post some stuff on Instagram with these like cringy stock photos, right? People want to see you. They want to see your team. Now, I put this slide in here because I want to make everybody feel better that like hate social media. Because I know there's some people out there that like, this isn't my thing. I'm not going to be into it. If you have to choose what is more important, search engine optimization is way more important to you than social media. This actually looks at the half-life of different pieces of marketing. So one blog article lives on the internet and helps you for 2 years. Your Instagram post expires in 4 to 6 hours. which is why social media is exhausting, because you have to constantly be posting in order to stay in the news feed. Now, do you need to do social media? Yes, you need to have a presence. But again, if it were me and I'm thinking about ROI, right, I would make sure I'm doing marketing 101 first, getting found in Google search before I dive into social media. One of the hidden things in social media that if you were going to have somebody at the office work on is making sure that you're involved in Facebook groups. These groups there's a ton of word of mouth recommendations. This is a screenshot actually from my personal Facebook page. Can somebody please recommend a good gynecologist in the Canton area? Most of you guys can probably tell I'm from the Midwest by the way I talk. So I live in Canton, Michigan, and there's 32 comments on here of people recommending doctors. So if you're not in the group, you can't be recommended, right? So go and research, like this particular group. When I moved to Plymouth, Canton, there's like 27,000 people in this group. You'll see people all the time. Hey, I need a new dentist. I just moved to the area. I'm looking for a pediatrician for my kid. These groups can be very, very helpful for you for word of mouth recommendations. And then when you think about what to post, I would be posting a photo of you at this conference. Let your patients know, hey, I'm spending the weekend learning about integrative medicine so that I can bring new and innovative knowledge to you, my patient. Also, like some of your awards and things like that. These are all things that will get a lot of comments, because that's really what you want at the end of the day is comments. Highlight your team, get your team involved. Tell them, like, why did you decide to go into integrative medicine? Health months. Right? So National Osteoporosis Month was May. You've got, I forget what this month is. I think it's like PCOS month and fibroid month or something, right? Menopause month is coming up in September. It's also Healthy Aging Month. There's tons of content that you can put out around that. And then again, recognizing your team. Your team wants to feel appreciated. And I know if I recognize somebody on my team, right, they're proud of that. They share that with their friends and family. And now all of a sudden their entire friend group is seeing the stuff that is being posted on your profile. And then real quick, I wanted to just touch on like ways to grow your followers, because the last thing I want you to do is post on social media and you have like 20 followers, like you're posting to no one. There's no point in doing that, right? You've got to grow your followers. So think about the doctors, other businesses even that you want to refer to you. Make sure that you're following them, and then engage with your followers. So again, this is something, if you are going to have somebody at the office do this, they should just go on and comment and watch some videos and comment on other people's posts, because engagement is two ways. It's not just, hey, nobody's liking my post, Lori. And I'm like, okay, well, like, how many people's posts have you liked today? You can't expect everybody to like your stuff if you're not liking other people's stuff. So that is actually a great task for somebody in the office that's into social media. The other thing is email marketing. So I will tell you that doctors have the number 2 open rate of any email that goes out. The only thing that beats doctors is religious organizations. So when you think of email marketing, I don't want you guys to think about like, oh, my patients aren't going to want to see my emails. You're not Pottery Barn offering 40% off furniture. You're a doctor giving value. And so this is a great way to nurture your list and make sure your existing patients know everything that you do. So a simple, just like starting a monthly email newsletter. Again, every month is a health month. You have plenty of topics. You also have your good friend ChatGPT that can help you come up with ideas and subject lines and things like that. If you have blog articles, those are things that you can reference. I love including like some sort of healthy recipe every month, because that's something that's going to get a lot of clicks. If you get clicks, you stay out of the spam folder. So implementing a monthly newsletter, I would definitely recommend. And email marketing, again, it works, you guys. Email marketing outperforms SEO, it outperforms social media, it outperforms paid ads. We see usually 40 to 50% open rates with our clients that are sending out newsletters. And again, I threw a little screenshot up here where one of our clients was like, hey, the newsletter must have worked. I got a patient for one of my new procedures. The other thing is building your list. So the number one asset that you have is your list. And so how do you get new people to join that list? I would have some sort of freebie right? Like you guys got my book. So for any of you guys that didn't get my book, come see me and I'll get you a copy. But that's a freebie that I also give away as a lead magnet so that people will give me their contact information on our website. Same thing here, right? Like this is a doctor, again, you guys know I'm menopausal, so all my examples are menopause, but they're giving away a menopause women's wellness guide that's got, some healthy recipes and things like that in it. And then you run some low-cost social media ads to that. People download it, they give you their contact information, and now you can follow up with them automatically via email. They'll also get like your newsletter and things like that. And so then rounding things out, events and webinars. This is the number one ROI thing that you can do. It's sort of like if somebody wants to sell you a car, if that car salesman can get you to come into that dealership and get behind the wheel and test drive that car, you are going to be so much more likely to buy that car than if you're just hoping they Google it and watch a video about it. If a patient has the opportunity to hear you speak, hear you, share tips, health tips, what's new in preventative medicine, what's coming out in 2026, what are some of the new diagnostic tests that they can get done, right? This is a way for people to say, hallelujah, finally a doctor that understands what I'm going through. And this is, again, how I discovered my doctor of all places through my dentist. So it gets your name out there. You will get immediate people that are ready to become a patient. And then you also have a very lucrative future pipeline because remember, people hang out with people like them and their friends may come to your event. Their friends may watch your webinar and maybe they're not ready to become your patient that day, but they're still going to continue to have their symptoms. They're still going to struggle. You're staying in touch with them. These are the people that eventually turn into patients. And so just some different ideas, right? You can do an in-person event. You can do a webinar. The middle one, I think, is something every single one of you guys, if you're doing menopause at all, the M Factor movie screening. This is a documentary. It is extremely well done. It's about a 50-some minute movie. We personally work with the producers and bought a bunch of licenses for this. We've had doctors host these in their office, at movie theaters, at the library, at gyms. This particular doctor that I have on the example here, she was a brand new, she left traditional medicine and opened a functional medicine office and had 0 patients. She had 2 of these movie screenings and there were 180 people at each one. I also have the doctor on the right, Dr. Lita Harris. She's doing a talk at her church, right? So there's lots of opportunities to get out and speak, whether it's online or in person. Webinars, what I love about webinars is you're not tied to who's available on that day and time. It can be something that you record and you don't even have to do it live. You can pre-record it. You can edit out every single or every single slide that you didn't like how it came out. And this is something that can be an around-the-clock education tool that's on your website, that's on your YouTube channel, that you run ads to, and it can be a really, really great way for people to get to know you and your expertise. So webinars, the only downside I guess I would say about webinars is it's not going to be as immediate sales as an in-person event. So I would say it's kind of second to events, but also you're able to reach people that maybe aren't available on that specific day and time. Lots and lots of different topics. We help our clients with these. We do their slides. We get creative and come up with a lot of different ideas, but there's tons and tons of different topics that you guys can do these on. And then the main thing about webinars is webinar is not record a video and put it on YouTube. A webinar is a lead generation tool for you. So you want to have it be gated, meaning people need to register in order to see it, even if it's free. So some sort of landing page where people have to register. And I would say this the same thing for events. You want to make sure that people are actually registering. They're not just telling you that they're going to come, because you need to remind them because they're busy. And they're like me, right? I'm a professional. I've got work things I got to go to. I might not remember about your event, so I need to be reminded. And then they're able to watch it, and then there's automation that kind of keeps them warmed up and continues to educate them and turn them into patients. The other thing that we do for our webinars is we strip the audio of this webinar and it becomes a podcast episode. And that podcast is on, we have a podcast called Top Docs. So you get an episode and you can say, hey, you know what? Listen to Dr. Smith on Apple and Spotify and iHeartRadio. You're just taking one piece of content, stripping the audio. It's no additional work for you. And now you can reach that busy woman who's going to take her dog on a walk, pop those earbuds in, get her 10,000 steps, and she can listen to your talk. So it's just another way, authority building as well, I would say. And then lastly, just getting the word out, right? So getting the word out for your events and webinars, the first most important thing is give yourself enough time to get the word out. So if you're thinking about doing an event and maybe you said, hey, that's a good idea. September's Healthy Aging Month. I want to do an event in September. You need to be thinking about it like next week when you get back to the office. Have the whole month of August to promote it, because you're targeting busy professional people, so you want to give them enough time. You want to have email blasts, multiple email blasts, social media posts. Eventbrite is a free place for you to put your events. Eventbrite will actually tell your events to people that aren't even on your list. So we usually will get like at least a dozen people for events that like we didn't even have on the doctor's list. Your Google business profile that I talked about at the beginning, you can put your events on that so Google knows you have an event. Chamber of Commerce, and then again, doing press releases. So I think I'm good on time. I'm going to round it out here just with a 12-month strategy for you guys. So what I want you to do is just think of everything in 90-day chunks. And you're going to be doing the same things every 90 days, rinse and repeat, with new wrapping paper around it. So I like to say, I can get my husband a grill for his birthday, for Christmas, for Father's Day. A grill's a grill's a grill. I'm just going to put different wrapping paper around it. So your marketing strategy is actually the same, right? So you're going to have Q1, you're going to have your event or webinar. You're going to have some social media going on. You've got your newsletter. You're asking for reviews. And then next quarter, you're going to do the same thing, but it's going to be a different theme. In fact, your talk can almost be the same talk. It's just now it's spring into wellness instead of new year, new you, right? So really, it's just 90-day chunks. Try not to make it overwhelming. And then you just rinse and repeat every 90 days. So I know you guys have a busy schedule. We've got an amazing keynote coming up next door. So I don't want you guys to be late for that. I'm going to be here all weekend. If you guys have any questions, you want to talk about any of this, I am here. Free gifts. So I caught a lot of you guys on the way in. I brought author copies of our book. So if anybody did not get one, let me know. I can also stick it in the mail for you. So that's one of your freebies. And then in addition to that, happy to do an hour strategy meeting with you as well next week or the week after. We usually put together about a 30-page marketing report, and it goes through like your SEO, your email, your social media, all of that. So this is how to get in touch with us. I really hope that you guys took away one or two golden nuggets from this, and I hope you have a fantastic time at the conference. Thank you so much.